Our greenhouse has gone through a bit of an evolution from the day one when I started to assemble it in our kitchen in spring of last year. So it finally got ready in March, and it has been an extremely successful growing space. And last year I had it packed full of produce, multiple varieties of tomatoes, cucumbers, cucamelons, loads of sweet peppers and chilies, and even strawberries. But last year's summer was not as wet though, and the plants did not suffer as badly from mold and blight as they've done this year. It's been very bad, very wet. I'm sure you agree with me. No? Okay. Overall, I had a very typical inside layout. The greenhouse size is 3 meters by 4 meters. The middle walkway perfect for the width of the wheelbarrow, and then wide planters at either side of it, and a work table at the end as well. And so far I had really loved every bit of it. This year though, with the wet summer and the early onset of blight, I could see that having the deep planting areas did affect the airflow around the plants, and trying to clear any blight affected foliage and fruit was exhausting on my back. So I did not enjoy working in the greenhouse as much. Now, as the space here is the most premium out of the whole garden, it has to work for us. And I don't mean only in terms of the undercover growing, which is amazing, obviously, during the winter and for any heat-loving plants during the summer, but also for the use of like seed sowing or seedlings maintenance and any other garden-related work that could be done inside here in the comfort out of rain or during the cold and windy days. And I just really love what this space brings with its sort of secure area as such. So for these changes to happen, I had to take it all apart, unfortunately. So first of all, I cleared out all of the tomato plants and harvested anything that was not covered with mold. I had little helpers with me that were able to pick some of the fruit, as otherwise there was just so many tomatoes wasted because I could not reach them with all of the foliage, and I could not actually harvest them for us to eat. But I gathered as much as the clean wood chip out of the way and dismantled the front boards of the planters. Now the soil was so dry in the planters, especially on the inner side of them, as the outer side has the access to rain coming off the roof of the greenhouse. So that is something I have to bear in mind with the next seasons of growing, to definitely keep watering more on the inner side. Because of the shape of the greenhouse and the overall width of it, I had decided to reduce the outer planters from 1 meter depth to about 60 centimeters or a 2 foot of a depth. I also kept the original planter positions as they were, because they just worked very well and they are exposed to the sunlight the best just as they are. Now, I was willing to sacrifice the oval metal planter from the kitchen garden, as its size is ideal and its curved shape allows for ease of movement around it. And I filled it with the leftover soil from the larger planters. What do you think about this? What do you think about this? Huh? How far? 600 is here. And it was really satisfying to wash it all clean and get the green algae off it before winter weather comes. So the planters now are 60 centimeters or 2 feet deep, and I can reach every bit of the end of it at an ease from the walkways. And even though with all those changes of reducing down the planters by nearly half, but at the same time adding on that new oval shaped planter into the middle, which is as deep as the doorway, so it's much deeper. But I also narrowed down the walkways, because at the end of the day, actually, even though I was happy that I can get a wheelbarrow in reality, I never did. I had no use for a wheelbarrow inside here. Any kind of weeding and for weeds and things, I just used a bucket. So it was just a waste of having so wide of a walkway. Now I did find it handy for those big 30-litre pots for the potatoes, but I still have plenty of floor space here available, so I don't think that's going to hinder anything for me. And at the end of the day, I also did not lose out that much planting space with all the changes I did. It was probably just a little bit over 1 square metre of planting space in those beds that I ended up reducing. Now the place is a little bit bare and I definitely do miss seeing the flowers in here, but it had to be done, and at least now it shows the huge potential and what could be planted into it, and I'm definitely ready for the new growing season ahead. My hubby kindly installed electricity here too, as I am planning to have maybe lights, maybe a heat mat for the seedlings. But the main point about all of these changes is to make a space or an area suitable for your personal use, and just to be open-minded about any changes as you evolve, you develop new skills and whatnot.